everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video I am going to do a product review. Somebody from the company actually reached out to me and I'm going to review a remote. It's called a sofbaton. So before we get into this remote is actually really cool. I already took the plastic off. It's actually really cool. What it is basically it's a Bluetooth remote. What uses Bluetooth to run your Roku, your Apple TV, and stuff like that. So what I am going to do, I'm going to turn my camera down here. This is the sofbaton. I found the name kind of comical, to be honest. So, sorry, that's further there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the box here. This is what the remote itself looks like. Now I don't know the battery. It uses the batteries right in front of me. It uses two AA batteries. I just got to figure out how to get it open. It does not slide. Ah, there we go. How you take this off is, let me turn the camera up a little bit. Is basically what you do is you take it and you pull it off. Kind of weird, but I like it. So with these batteries you take and you twist it like that and it breaks the packaging. So, just like a normal remote, batteries goes in. Maxell, they also make blank CDs. Yeah, same company. And now, it says connect to, if you can see it on camera, it says connect to the sofbaton app. Before I go any further, it's going to flash that. If you look here, this particular remote uses an app. You could download it from the Apple Play Store or Google Play Store, depending on what you have. I have both, so I could download it on both. So what you do, so I'm going to grab my tablet here. Oh, and it's still on. I don't want someone seeing my password. So what you do, in this case I'm going to use my tablet running Android. So in this case you go to Google Play Store. Let's see if I can read upside down. And I can't. And I type in sofbaton, if you can see it, smart remote, so I click that. And now I click install. So basically, I'm going to let this install. Basically, you're using your phone to program it. It's the same equivalent to remoting into something and programming a computer. This thing is actually really cool. Now, what I'm also curious about, if the numbers here will change the channel on a Roku. Because people have been asking me, hey, I can't. They don't come like that. So hopefully we'll do that. So now you push open. Sorry for the weird angle. This is the only angle I can do. I'm going to have to allow it to access this location. So now I have to turn on Bluetooth, and I'm going to turn on location in a minute. But I'm not going to do that, so location. Location is on, so there we go. On the device, so I have to turn it on. But my camera's going wacko on me here. Alright. So, you take these two buttons and you hold them. And easy as that, it pairs. So now it still say pairing, so on my tablet here I'm going to select that. Okay, so the pairing's easy. Now, just to be safe, I know how to do this, but I'm going to look at this instead. Location is on, Bluetooth is on. So it still says pairing. So I'm going to do a reset on my tablet here. Now, mind you, my iPhone will probably be better, but this was close by. No, I'm good.
Okay. Work clothes?
Actually, those are okay.
Okay.
So now, there we go. There we go. So I have two devices that I can pair up, as you can see. So I had the wrong one there. And if you look, it says SB201. That's this. So I'm going to select that. And now it's telling me to connect to the app. Alright, so we're going to unpair it. So now I'm going to do this again. Now I'm going to select this again. Alright, I'm going to try my iPhone now. Excuse me a moment. Sometimes my tablet gets a little wonky. So, I'm in the Apple Store here. I'm just going to do and it comes up in the search engine, sofbaton. I'm going to get. Have the Face ID set up. Now, on the iPhone here, it comes up, it said it would like to use Bluetooth. So the iPhone sees this. Unfortunately, my tablet is not a very good tablet, and that's why I didn't like it. So now, I'm going to push OK. I'm going to go to Settings. I'm going to turn it on. And I'm going to do the 2-button thing here. Now, look here, it says to connect. So I'm going to push connect. And it's successfully connected. My tablet was the problem in this case. It didn't have the proper stuff to do it. It wasn't the product's fault. So, with this, I'm in the US, so it already selected US, so it knows where I'm at. And we're going to select done. So we're going to add devices here. So what I'm going to do, click add. I could add multiple devices here. I could add Fire TV, I could add Roku, I could add Apple TV, or even TiVo. So on the remote, it's flashing now. It's telling me to add a device. So I'm going to try to do both here. Hold it. So I'm going to hold this and I'm going to select Roku since I have a Roku. Right, so it's asking me, because Roku is a streaming device. So my TV I could add a device icon, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do, and you can add the Amazon logo, which is kind of funny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this, what looks like the YouTube button. I'm going to push next. So it's going to sync. And look at that, it's downloading it. This thing's actually really easy to set up. The only problem that you'll run into is some devices, not the remote. Some devices may have an older settings menu, so and now I have a Roku. Now I can customize the remote. So but I am not going to do that because you could change buttons and do all that, but I'm not going to do that because I don't need to do that specifically. So I'm going to push done. Now I'm going to add my TV. And see this like cursor thing right here? This is what you use to go from one device to another. Alright. So now I'm going to click Add Device. I'm going to click Roku again. I don't need to add the Roku. So now what it's asking me to do is to point the device at the TV. So I'm gonna add. So I have this. So now what it's telling me to do, I have it pointed. It'd be right here. Right, so I'm at, it says point at your device. So I'm going to push so that doesn't work, which is okay. So we're going to go back. So I still have the Roku, so I got to figure out the TV setup. So we're going to go back. Now what I will do actually, is there's an option here to learn from your original remote. So if you have the original remote handy, you aim it at the sofbaton, and it will basically, when you send it, it copies the code. So I'm going to grab the original remote. Alright, so for my Vizio TV, this is the original remote. So what I'm going to do in the app here is you select via IR Learning. So you push that. Now what it's going to tell me to do is it's going to tell me to aim the original remote to the sofbaton. Once I do that, it'll copy the code. So here's how this works. I'm going to slide the camera back a little bit. You turn this one this way, this one this way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push next on here. So I pressed the key that I wanted to learn. So I'm going to push power key. It's on the Alright, we'll go back. So now there's a database. So I'm going to select TV. So I have the two remotes. Actually, this remote is kind of garbage, but so I have my Roku remote there. We're going to try something here. Oh, I made a mistake here. This is on I'm not used to working with this. I'm new to this stuff like this. I'm not used to programming an app from a remote from the app. So what you have to do here is you have to push it. See how this button is flashing? You push it on here, which tells the oops, I accidentally undid it. So I'm going to do this. So now what I do is I go to the original remote and push power. Now if you look here, there's a bar at the bottom. See how it goes up and down? You have to push or hold the button and wait till the bar goes all the way up. So learning success. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to do volume up. Oh. Alright, I had the remote too far away from it, so that's fine. So now what we do is this. And this thing is actually very easy to use. Sometimes the signal bounces around. There we go. So now this is learned. So we're going to do bottom. Sometimes if my phone gets too close, it absorbs signal. It's glitching out again. Oh. We'll exit out of that for right now. All right, so No, that won't work. Okay. There we go. So now the left one is done. Now, unless you're running a Roku or Apple TV, you do have to program every single button. Now, if it starts to fail, just move your original remote around and it'll figure it out. So now, and it worked. So now my exit is set up, my power is set up, and my OK is set up. Now I don't need channel, and the reason I don't need channel is because I'm on an input. So I got to figure out the input. So we're going to do volume up now. Volume down. We're going to figure out the mute. There we go. Back. All right, there we go. So everything is programmed. Now, I have a smart TV, so I'm going to program all the buttons anyway just to play it safe. It's anywhere from an inch to 2 inches away. Now, if you have a weak signal, I figured out my remote has a weak signal, you need it closer. There we go. So I'm going to do record. We'll come back to that. Some buttons are easier to learn than others. But I give this thing 5 out of 5 stars. It's really cool. There we go. So now, I don't need the numbers on there. I got to do input. So what I'm going to do is use these lines, these color lines, for what I need. So what I am going to do is I'm going to use the red one. Don't push it on the remote. That's not how this one works. So I got to keep telling myself that. So I'm going to push the red one, and there we go. So my red one is that. And I can learn as I go. So I'm not going to do a whole lot, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to program the V button so that way we could play games. So what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to use the green one for that. And there we go. So I could scroll between the two. So if I go to remote, I'm okay there. So we're going to do done. And these are the devices that I have added. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to test it. So, scroll down the remote, and I'm going to push power. Alright, so the Roku section works. Oh! There's a button up here. So if I'm on remote and I push TV, I did not program this correctly. So, alright, so what I gotta do now So now, here's what I did. But that's too far. So when you go here and you're done, you click done, click remote keys. I could add this. So what I gotta do now is I had it set on the wrong button. So what you do is you do TV, clear this key, so and then I clicked learn from original remote. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push the power button here. There we go. So I had it set as the wrong one, and that's what's nice about this. You could set it up and fix it. So back to the TV. Okay, so now I am going to push this button and it should turn off my TV. So that works. Oh, that's why. Alright, so I have to keep reassigning the key. So now I'm in here. Nope, can't see it. All right. All right, so there. So I'm going to reassign the key. So now it's learning. All right, give me a second. I'm going to get this thing to learn. Okay, so now I got it to learn. I'm going to push this button right here. TV goes off. For some reason I got confused when I programmed it. So it all works now. Turn the TV back on. I push the red button. That's my input. You just keep pushing input till you want to go. That's how this particular TV works, and I forget that. So there we go. So I'm back at my cable box. So I like this remote. It takes some getting used to program it through an app. I've never done that before, and it's actually really, really cool. So I do highly recommend this remote. So anyway, that is it for this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe.